Hello, and welcome back to another video, my fellow nobodies. Today I'm going to be going over a game very near and dear to my heart, called Forsaken. Specifically, a killer that was scrapped by the name of Gatekeeper. Let's begin. His name was Sunny. He was an average Robloxian inventor that lived in, well, Robloxia. He was very good at what he did, but didn't get a lot of work from the general public. One day, Doombringer himself appeared at this small inventor's shop. They're terrified and is 100% certain he's about to be imprisoned for something he didn't do. When Doom stops him, Doombringer wants something from him. Doombringer, growling slightly, tired of the way things are handled in Robloxia and wanting a new way to deal with troublemakers, also known as the Spectre's influence had just slightly begun, wants to commission his low-level street inventor to make something for him. With what exactly? Doombringer's very own Shard of Darkheart. Doombringer wants Sunny to create a new form of imprisonment, something that's much more permanent than the cages at the heart of the Badlands. At first, Sunny denies, bashfully expressing his gratitude and preparing to somehow ask Doom to leave. But then, well, Doombringer shows a reward for doing so, that being a lot of money. Sunny accepts the offer and gets to work, and eventually creates something he calls content deletion, or just the lock. It's a small black lock with an open hinge. He demonstrates it to Doom by bringing in a mug and setting it down on a table, and snap, the mug is gone. Doombringer is very pleased, and Sunny is paid handsomely, as long as he keeps supplying these locks to Doom. And for the first time in his life, Sunny is able to live a good, simple life. This isn't that isn't constantly scrounging around for rent in the back streets. However, more and more reports of people just vanishing keep coming on the news. More issues of those who committed even the most minor infractions just dropping off the face of the earth. And while Sunny has their suspicions, to say the least, he ignores it for now. He can't think about it, or it'll drive him batty. However, he gets more and more uneasy and guilty as the thought of what Doom could be doing with these things. And eventually, one night, he calls Doombringer and tells the warden that the deal is off, and he'll supply the last batch of locks, then he's out. Doombringer clenches his fist. That wasn't what he wanted to hear. Doombringer arrives that same night to collect the locks, and while in a conversation with Sunny, unknowingly has him backed into a corner. Doom reveals to the inventor that he can't have anyone whistleblowing what he's made or what he's done, and that while unfortunate for talent such as the young adult Robloxian, he has to go. Sunny tries to book it, but gets slammed back to the wall as Doom attempts to wrestle the lock around his neck. Eventually, he clicks the lock and poof, like they were never there. However, he discovers that that was the last lock Sunny ever made. The whole thing was about delivering a final batch, was a sham. Did Sunny intend to do the same to Doom? He couldn't tell. Anyways, back to Sunny. Our inventor wakes up in some inky black landscape of nothing. He looks around, his eyes adjusting to the darkness, and he sees, he sees the death of creation. He sees floating buildings just stranded in the air. He sees vagrant bodies of people, not dead, just unresponsive. He can't bear to imagine why. The guilt wrecks him. He made this. He made this. The shame, the guilt, the fear. It's almost too much. So they curl up on the group and they wait to die. And they wait, and they wait, they wait, they wait until they've thought of everything they can think, and then some. They wait until their thoughts loop for a second time. They wait, and they wait, and they wait. And after a while, only after this inky black goop has collected on their arms and legs and covered over half their face, do they realize they're not hungry, or thirsty, or sick, or tired, or anything. In fact, he doesn't think he's slept once. He just held his eyes shut. There are some things he is now, however, guilty, sorrowful, whatever, rageful, and the worst of it all, of them, easily, is the boredom. The endless, unceasing boredom. There's no color, no joy, no troubles, no hardships, no nothing. Just an endless stasis. He wanders for days, months, years. The scenery never changes. After walking maybe a decade, he sits and tries to make things out of the sludge. It never holds shape. His grasp on reality starts to slip. He grabs a floating key, stabs it right through his skull with a newfound strength. Nothing, no pain, no pleasure, no feeling, nothing. At this point, he starts making the words in his head. He closes his eyes and tries to imagine colors again. They're so dull and dim. What does the sun feel like again? It's been so long since he's been warm. It's so cold in here. Eventually, even living whole different lives in his head isn't enough. He opens his eyes. It's the same as he left it. How long has he been here? Hundreds of years? Thousands? Tens of thousands? It's eternity in here. He hasn't even felt the first second of eternity. They finally start to scream, to weep, to sob for the first time since he arrived in this hell pit. It's been so long since they last spoke that their voice is non-existent. They slam themselves against the floor, bash their heads into the sludge of ink. To no avail. They curl up on the floor, feeling the inky darkness overtake them. Is this what his invention subjected others to? How many others? He created this. He couldn't believe it. He can't think about that. It'll drive them batty. He's on his last tear, begging, sobbing, anything to help him, to save him from this, that he's apologized to anyone. Do anything just to leave. He'd fight, he'd maim, he'd kill. What he doesn't know is that he's only been in there for 5 days. And the sky turns a bright red, and they collapse onto the green grass of some field. Air forces its way into the lungs of a being that hasn't breathed in eons. And thus, Gatekeeper takes their first breath in the realm of the specter. And that's the story of Gatekeeper, a scrapped killer from the game Forsaken. Man, I wish he was in the game. Anyways, I will catch you on the flip side, nobodies. And remember, even nobody is somebody.